Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your main man, the man of mysteries, the international man, the Bad Wolf, otherwise known as James C Lovett. First of all, I want to let you guys know I appreciate each and every one of you guys for always checking in on your werewolf, making sure that everything is going good. So don't forget to hit that bell, like, subscribe. Today we've got kind of a little different setup here. We're kind of like the old school days, where I've got the monitors in the back, so you guys can actually see how my setup normally is. I'm usually filming from the other direction, but we got bright sun going on, so I didn't want to blind you guys. Um, with that being said, this particular video is going to be about the UCC. We're going to step through the entire process. I have made a video on this before, but there's a couple of new things I want to add. And well, I'm still getting some UCC questions out there. So once again, I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't have to do a consultation for every single thing out there. I do not know all the things, but I'm going to try to throw up the UCC. So once again, if this is your first time here and you like the content, be ever so kind and please rewind, or at least take the time to hit the bell, like, and subscribe icon. You can also find me on blacksite32.com. On there, you can find things such as my social media pages to make sure you guys are not getting ripped off by somebody pretending to be me out there in the digital world. You can find discounts and programs, everything from how to help, deal with, um, whether it's bankruptcy or foreclosure. If you don't have health insurance, you're behind on your rent. My videos, either on Black Site 32 or some of the other pages on there, even if it's about like the passport process, go check it out. There's tons of free files on there. Unlike a lot of people who don't want to give away anything for free, they want to overcharge or tax you for every single thing and nickel and dime you. That's not what we're here to do. It's not what I'm about. So please feel free to use those resources. All right. So, all right, we're going to back out of that. And with that being said, we are going to switch over to the camera. So once again, if you guys need any assistance, you need a consultation, feel free to hit me up. If it's in concerns to a court case, there's a consultation fee for the court case itself. I do not do court consultations for the normal consult price. If people are willing to go to a lawyer and drop 2,500 or $5,000 as a deposit for a lawyer, then my prices specifically for that are, dramatically reduced compared to that. So as always, I'm not a legal professional. I'm just somebody who studies private law, public law, contract law, things of that nature. And well, I share what I find with you guys. And according to all the emails, years later, we are still 95 to 98% successful. It's a pretty good set of rates or odds right there, if you ask me, myself. All right. So without further ado, let's take a look and see what we got here. All right. All right. So today we are going to be doing, I know we did a UCC in California, and it might have been Minnesota. No, we did a DBA in Minnesota. Okay, so this particular UCC is going to be based out of Wisconsin. All right. And they have a pretty standardized form. So to do a UCC, remember all a UCC is it's a commercial lien. It's a notice that you have essentially equity in a particular entity or a project, company, business, something of that nature. Now, you should never file a false UCC lien. Okay, don't do like some of these people out here and do it against certain officials and whatever else. Because if you cannot reasonably articulate the damage and show proof of it, and or you have a judgment from a court, then that can and will be considered fraud, and they will go after you for that. But you can do one against your own straw man to protect your assets. As always, when doing a UCC, you want to try to keep your totals under 500 million. So anywhere between 500,000 to 5 million to 50 million is well within reason. And no, you do not have to have that amount on your person. Okay, you're making a claim. Now, whether you actually have that or not, that's up to you. All I know is that they don't, at this point in time, require you to have any type of actual proof of that. So use some discernment. Don't be crazy. Do not make fraudulent things. But if you feel that you do have that level of equity within your straw man, or you feel that your vehicle, the replacement value of it, or your house, or your kids, or your books, your materials, your assets, property, whatever it is, if it had to be replaced, it would be worth, even though it's probably legally only worth 20,000, but you want to say it's worth 150, then so be it. It's worth 150. Um, the UCC stands for the Uniform Commercial Code, okay, for the uniform. And you're making a claim that's then viewed internationally. So this is a public claim. So you do not want to expose all of your things like your social security number, your bank account, your credit cards, anything that somebody can use against you. You do not want to put out there. But if you're going to use it and you want to reference it, put in like maybe the first two numbers, all X's, all right, and then the last three or four you can expose. All right. So in general, that's what a UCC is. Okay. And after you're done, you get like a 16-digit number, and you will be able to use that in many different places to prove your claim. So let's get back to it. All right. All right. So on the screen here, you can see the normal UCC1 filing statement. And we've got like a little PDF here. And they've got something new, a UCC1 AD, which is an initial financing statement addendum. So this is the original addendum. Addendum just means an addition to the original one. Okay. And then here they've got a UCC1 AP, which is also new, which is an initial filing statement for an additional party. Okay. So if you're adding another party to this, you can do it right here. The UCC3 has always been the original addendum to the master file, but now they've got a initial financing statement. Okay. So you can also use this to put in, your security agreements or whatever else you have. Same thing with 3, you're adding new information, and then they also have an addendum to that UCC3 and additional party being added to it as well. Okay. The UCC 11 is information request. So search and get copies of the request. And UCC 5 is an informational statement to make corrections. Okay. It might be a UCC 11. Usually you're supposed to be able to do a search. Um, you should be able to do a search, and that's probably where it is. Let's see here. Okay, so here you can see the UCC commercial code fees, statutes and rules. So if you did something wrong, you should be able to go here and find out what you did wrong and fix it. Okay. Also on their site, they've got United States Patent and Trademark Office. You can do your patents and trademarks right here. This does take you to an external resource of the government. It's uspto.gov. Okay, a lien filing search. Okay. So yeah, it is a UCC 11. Okay, so here's where you can do a search on yourself. Once you find the search, you can remove your own lien if somebody places a lien on you. Okay. But what's interesting, and let me just see here. Okay, so now what they're doing, yeah, imagine that. Seems like they do that after all of my videos. You have to set up an account so they know who you are and what you're doing. But once you do that, you can find your own. So set yourself up with an account, find your own UCC if someone has placed the UCC on you, and you can remove it usually for free. Okay. So, but we're going to jump to the actual form. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So this is the standard form for a UCC financing statement. They should all look like this or be pretty similar. Okay. So before we get into filling it out, let's go through some of the information down below. See what.
Fill in form very carefully. Mistakes may have important legal consequences. If you have questions, consult your attorney. The filing office cannot give legal advice. Send completed form and any attachments to the filing office, with the required fee. Item instructions. A and B. To assist filing offices that might wish to communicate with filer may provide information in Item A and Item B. These items are optional. C. Complete Item C if filer desires an acknowledgement sent to them. If filing in a filing office that returns an acknowledgement copy furnished by filer, present simultaneously with this form the acknowledgement copy or a carbon or other copy of this form for use as an acknowledgement copy. 1. Debtor's name. Carefully review applicable statutory guidance about providing the debtor's name. Enter only one debtor name in Item 1, either an organization's name, 1A, or an individual's name, 1B. If any part of the individual debtor's name will not fit in line 1B, check the box in Item 1, leave all of Item 1 blank, check the box in Item 9 of the Financing Statement Addendum, Form UCC 1 Add, and enter the individual debtor name in Item 10 of the Financing Statement Addendum.
So what they're saying here is that the debtor's name can be an organization or an individual's name. And so when used here, they mean the straw man. Okay. Or this can be the living man, the real person. Okay. Now, we know from reading Blacklaw's dictionary that the straw man is depicted with the all capitalized name. So if you're going against your straw man, you're going to want to put the debtor's name in all capitalized letters. So that is a legal style. Okay. So it is a legal merit that the name is all capitalized letters for the straw man, the state created trust. If you're going to do it for the living man, okay, then the name would be in all lowercase lettering. So let's go on.
Addendum, Form UCC 1 Add. Enter debtor's correct name. Do not abbreviate words that are not already abbreviated in the debtor's name. If a portion of the debtor's name consists of only an initial or an abbreviation rather than a full word, enter only the abbreviation or the initial. If the collateral is held in a trust and the debtor name is the name of the trust, enter trust name in the organization's name box in Item 1A. 1.
Okay. So essentially the way they're doing it here, and like I said, every UCC is a little bit different state to state. So the debtor's name here, they want it to be the living person. Okay. So if I was doing it by these new set of rules or this way, I would put James C. Lovett, okay, in all lowercase lettering for the debtor's name. All right. Because as you're going to see next, this is what they mean by the next section, or organization debtor's name. Okay, so let's check it out.
1. Organization debtor name. Organization name means the name of an entity that is not a natural person.
All right, did you hear that? So they're saying in 1A, and you guys can do this with each state that you do your own UCC in, go through the instructions, and it's going to tell you basically what you need to do. This is why I don't understand why people are emailing me, because your state is going to be a little bit different than my state or the next state. California is different than this one. This one reads different ever so slightly than California's. Okay. So here they're saying in box 1A, an organizational name means the name of an entity that is not a person. A sole proprietor is not an organization. So if you take this under tax, okay, this is why as a sole proprietor is not taxable, because you're not a entity that's taxable. The living person is not taxable. All right. There's more to it when you fill out the forms, but you get the premise. All right. So let's keep going.
Person. A sole proprietorship is not an organization, even if the individual proprietor does business under a trade name. If debtor is a registered organization, e.g., corporation, limited partnership, limited liability company, it is advisable to examine debtor's current filed public organic records to determine debtor's correct name. Trade name is insufficient. If a corporate ending, e.g., corporation, limited partnership, limited liability company, is part of the debtor's name, it must be included. Do not use words that are not part of the debtor's name.
Okay. So they're saying if you're dealing with a non-living entity, they do not want additional things on there that are not a part of its identity. Okay. So they don't want a trade name. They don't, what is the actual registered name is what they want here. All right. When you're doing the individual name, I would put first name, middle initial, last name, just like it is on your birth certificate. Once again, that represents the, in this case, the living person. Okay. But we also know here that, okay, so they are using individual. So typically when they use individual, that does mean the living person, but sometimes that can mean a non-living entity. So if I was going to do the debtor's name in 1 by itself, not 1A, I would put James, upper and lowercase lettering, middle initial C capitalized, last name Lovett, upper and lowercase. Okay. So just initial for the middle name. That's how I would do the debtor's name right there. Okay.
1B, individual debtor name.
Okay. So here in 1B, they're saying the individual name means the name of a natural person. The name of the individual doing business as a sole proprietor. Okay. So if you're going to put a lien against a living person, once again, they want it upper and lowercase. And you're referencing that this is a natural person. Okay. So either in 1A or 1B, do they want information? If it's non-living, they want it underneath the organization name. 1B, they want the natural person, the real living you. Okay. But you'll see why I'm phrasing these things this way in a moment, because we have to get to the creditor's name. All right. And they don't want the creditor's name to be the same as the debtor's name. So you have to be careful how you do this. So if I was going after a living person, I would put their name on 1B as the debtor. If I was going after my straw man, then I would put it in organizational debtor's name under 1A. All right, let's continue.
Individual name means the name of a natural person. This includes the name of an individual doing business as a sole proprietorship, whether or not operating under a trade name. The term includes the name of a decedent where collateral is being administered by a personal representative of the decedent.
Decedent,
The
unalive.
term does not include the name of an entity, even if it contains, as part of the entity's name, the name of an individual. Prefixes, e.g., Mr., Mrs., Ms., and titles, e.g., MD, are generally not part of an individual name.
So one of the reasons why they do that is because that's not a part of your original given name. And to be honest, remember all the information here, all these videos, all everything we talk about is and always will be educational information, entertainment purposes only, not to be construed as legal advice, et cetera, et cetera. All white rights removed and waived, all the good stuff. Because people would put in like Mr. and then their name so that it then is looked at as being a different entity. Okay. So in other words, they're trying to shave off a lot of things that people were doing out there, but we'll get to that.
Indications of lineage, e.g., junior, senior, 3, generally are not part of the individual's name, but may be entered in the suffix box. Enter individual debtor's surname, family name, in individual's surname box, first personal name in first personal name box, and all additional names in additional name, S/initial, S box.
Okay, so back in the day, they did not have that set up that way. It was just basically blank boxes. So obviously, these people have been watching these videos and other videos, and they're like, okay, we need to tighten up the net here a little bit because people are, doing protecting their stuff, straw man. So as they move, we move. All right. So as they seen us moving a certain way, and now they're tightening the net, so must we get better at doing commerce. Okay. So, but yeah, they're doing this in response to some people doing it the inappropriate way. And some of them out there just didn't like what we're doing. They don't want us to be able to protect ourselves and to do liens. So they have to be more stringent on what they can refuse to let you do. But remember, you don't even need the UCC. You can do a non-UCC lien. All right. So I think we talked about that before. If not, I will make a little mention of it at the end or something like that. We'll see. But that's what it is. So they now have boxes for you to put your surname, and they tell you exactly where to put it. First personal name box, and additional ones in the additional name box, initials, etc. And family name goes into there. So not all of your UCC forms out there are going to be to this one, to this level of standard. So read your instructions and make your selections carefully. But let's keep going.
Box. If a debtor's name consists of only a single word, enter that word in individual's surname box and leave other boxes blank. For both organization and individual debtors, do not use debtor's trade name, DBA. For both organization and individual debtors, do not use debtor's trade name, DBA, aka, FKA, division name, etc. in place of or combined with debtor's correct name. Filer may add such other names as additional debtors if desired, but this is neither required nor recommended. 1C. Enter a mailing address for the debtor named in item 1A or 1B.
All right, so now remember, when we put in a debtor's name, we do not use the zip code. There's no law that requires us to do it. And using a zip code implies jurisdiction for the system. So we are, okay, well, let me back up. I apologize, my mistake. Reverse that. So the debtor, we do want to use the zip code because the debtor actually is in their paper jurisdiction. And so we want to use the zip code for the debtor, but we don't want to use it for the creditor. Okay, sorry, I had that backwards. My bad. So for the debtor, normal address and the zip code.
1B. 2. Additional debtor's name. If an additional debtor is included, complete item 2, determined and formatted per instruction 1. For additional debtors, attach either addendum, Form UCC 1 add, or additional party, Form UCC 1 AP, and follow Instruction 1 for determining and formatting additional names. 3. Secured party's name. Enter name and mailing address for secured party or assignee who will be the secured party of record. For additional secured parties, attach either addendum, Form UCC 1 add, or additional party, Form UCC 1 AP.
Okay. So once again, back in the day, they only had a spot for one secured party. Secured party means the living person or the person, legal person, in fact, also as well, which is why they don't talk about that being a living person, though we know that really only living people are actually the real creditors. But a legal person that has equity can inject equity, so it's not exclusive to a secured party being just living. They like to leave a little gray area in there. So anyway, so you can be living or non as a secured party, providing the equity or ownership over that which you're going to be putting into the collateral section over the debtor. So here they're talking about if you have additional secured parties. So once again, before it was only one line, one secured party. Now the UCC 1 AD addendum and then the additional party form UCC 1 AP, you can use that to add another person if you choose to, but it's not mandatory.
UCC 1 AP. If there has been a full assignment of the initial secured party's right to be secured party of record before filing this form, either 1. Enter assignor secured party's name and mailing address in item 3 of this form and file an amendment, Form UCC 3, see item 5 of that form, or 2. Enter assignee's name and mailing address in item 3 of this form and, if desired, also attach addendum, Form UCC 1 add, giving assignor secured party's name and mailing address in item 11. 4. Collateral. Use item 4 to indicate the collateral covered by this financing statement. If space in item 4 is insufficient, continue the collateral description in item 12 of the addendum, Form UCC 1 add, or attach additional pages and incorporate by reference in item 12, e.g., see Exhibit A. Do not include social security numbers or other personally identifiable information.
Okay, so with the collateral section, this is where you can either itemize each thing per price that you want to put a lien against, or you can do a lump sum. Keep your value under 500 million. And don't put any personal information, personal numbers, or anything like that. Don't forget to use like X out. All right, so you're going to X out your personal numbers, all of them, but say like the last 4. All right. All right. I'm trying to think of anything else. Don't put anything controversial or illegal or anything like that within your UCC collateral section, and you should be good. All right, so let's keep going.
Note, if this financing statement covers timber to be cut, covers as extracted collateral, and/or is filed as a fixture filing, attach addendum, Form UCC 1 add, and complete the required information in items 13, 14, 15, and 16. 5. If collateral is held in a trust or being administered by a decedent's personal representative, check the appropriate box in item 5. If more than one debtor has an interest in the described collateral and the checkbox does not apply to the interest of all debtors, the filer should consider filing a separate financing statement, Form UCC 1, for each debtor. 6a. If this financing statement relates to a public finance transaction, manufactured home transaction, or a debtor is a transmitting utility, check the appropriate box in item 6a.
Okay. Now we know that the debtor is a transmitting utility because they actually call the straw man itself a public transmitting utility because it's a utility that's doing transmitting on behalf of you, and it is the debtor, not you.
6A. If a debtor is a transmitting utility and the initial financing statement is filed in connection with a public finance transaction or manufactured home transaction, check only that a debtor is a transmitting utility. 6B. If this is an agricultural lien, as defined in applicable states' enactment of the Uniform Commercial Code, or if this is not a UCC security interest filing, e.g., a tax lien, judgment lien, etc., check the appropriate box in item 6B and attach any other items required under other law. 7. Alternative designation. If filer desires, at filer's option, to use the designations lessee and lessor, consignee and consignor, seller and buyer, such as in the case of the sale of a payment intangible, promissory note, account or chattel paper, bailee and bailor, or licensee and licensor instead of debtor and secured party, check the appropriate box in item 7. 8. Optional filer reference data. This item.
Okay, so the optional filer reference data is just essentially, it's for your use. If you have a filing number and system, you can use it there. All right, so now let's get to the form. All right, so once again, it says optional. So name and phone of the contact filer. That's going to be you if you want to. Email, optional. Send acknowledgement to. So let's say I did this, I don't know, over my stuff, but I want my lawyer to have a copy, or I want my bank to have a copy. I want the courthouse to have a copy. Okay, I would put that information in here. Okay. Debtor's name, provide only one debtor name, 1A or 1B. Okay. They've got a little box here that says check here and provide the individual debtor information in item 10 of the financing statement. All right. So what did they say down below here? Okay. So if you check that box, you're saying it's an individual debtor, so the living person. Okay. So boom, check the box. Then you're going to fill out 1B. Okay. And look, it even says individual surname, okay, which is the servant name. So here you would put Lovett, okay, upper and lower case. First name James, additional cash money for additional name or initial suffix, junior or whatever you are. Country, well, I would put USA. Postal code. Okay, well, this is for the living person. So for me, I would go all zeros here for that. If I was doing the straw man, okay, then which it would I'd be using down here. Oh, okay, that's the same one. Um, okay, no, I meant down here, my bad. Secured party. Secured party. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, for the debtor's name, living person, all zeros, because you're talking about the living person here. Okay. Secured party, here's where I would also put all zeros for the postal code. But if it was the straw man, okay, then for the postal code, I would put okay, and I would change it to U.S. Then I would use a zip code for the straw man. Okay. So here for the if you have a secondary debtor, Okay. So let's say you want to put it against a straw man, and here you want to put it against your living person. Oh, surname. Okay. And then up here, okay. Now see, here's the thing here. They won't let you put in any other letters here for that. That's one of the it's one of the things how they prevent you from doing all the little tweaks, but here I would still go, okay, then your normal city and address. All right. And this is if you want to cover both your straw man and your living person. Okay. Now, if you send it in or you do it online and they don't let you do both, then obviously just take out the secondary debtor's name and just go with the straw man. All right. Because that's where most of these things are under anyway. But this way you're protecting your living person. And yes, if you really wanted to be technical, you could go all lowercase lettering for this. Okay, if you really want to be get over the given name, okay, the real private person, then I would go all lowercase here and then all uppercase for the straw man name. So here, and then it would be like this. Okay. Um, if they don't accept it this way, then put the word trust in there like that. All right. Secured party name. All right. So here's where putting in your living person can be a little bit sketch because you cannot use the same name to be a secured against that. So that's why, for the most part, I would say not to bother with the natural person unless it's somebody who you actually have a lien or need a lien against. I wouldn't normally put this in here. All right. Because when it comes down to here, they're gonna say, well, who's the secured party? Okay, so once again, is it an organization? So let's say I don't know. So let's say the Badwolf unincorporated. All right. Then I would use the regular zip code here, okay, because it does exist in their world. All right, but you can only choose one or the other. All right. So let's say that this was okay, my business. I could have put this one down, or let's say Lovetica Trust. Okay. So I can have my trust as the organization that has a lien against my straw man and my living person. All right. But if I want to go the living me, they're going to look at this and say, oh, no, 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 no. You can't be both of these. They're going to say you can't be both. You cannot be the secured party. So they're going to say, nope, error, you're going to get kicked out. So in this case, this is how you have to file it. Okay. Now, if you wanted to try to do it against your living man, okay, then this is how I would attempt educationally to do it. Okay, so I'm basically going with this as being my given surname, House of Lovitz, or the Lovett Nation. All right. And additional names does not, if you pay attention, this does not say middle name, right? It just says additional names. Have any other names? So for me, I would go, okay, maybe use a little quantum syntax grammar. Okay, bring it back to de jure America. Okay, something like this. You can make your own variation. You get the understanding of it. So personal name, well, Native American would be my first and middle together. So given James Cash. Surname, the Lovett Nation. So something along these lines right here. That's how you would do it. Okay. Collateral, once again, you can itemize. Whatever you want to do, and fill this information, however, whatever you want to put in there. If you need additional ideas, you can go to blacksite32.com, go to the free document page and scroll down to where you see the UCC samples or UCC filing, UCC forms, and copy paste or just use something based on that, but you can do it for yourself. All right. So number 5, check only one if applicable and check only one box. All right. So collateral is either held in a trust or it's being administered by a decedent's personal representative. Okay. So is it held in a trust? Well, we know that it's a trust, so you can't check this one. Or is the property being held by somebody, by a decedent, so a unalived person's personal representative? Okay. Either one of these can be you. All right. But typically, it's got to be held in trust. All right. But if you feel that your stuff is not in the name, in that all caps legal name, that trust that state created, then you can put it over here. Or if you feel that it's being administered by, you are the authorized representative of the decedent, which is the unalived entity's trust, and you want to be their you want to look at yourself as a personal representative, then you can do it that way too. Or you can say, yeah, right now this stuff is being held in the all caps name trust. All right. So 6A, check only if applicable and check only one box. Public finance transaction, manufactured home, nope. A debtor is a transmitting utility. Boom. 6B, check only if applicable and check only one box. Okay, so we talked in the other video about a non-UCC filing. Essentially, that means you're making this it's a private thing. Okay, so this is not to be looked at or construed as being out there in the real in their world. This is private, so it's not a UCC. Okay. Um, Alternative designations, lessor, lessee, consignee, consignor, seller, buyer, Bailey, Baylor, licensee, licensor. Well, this is going to be Baylor, Bailey, Baylor. Okay, you have absolute control over this property material. Optional reference, you can make this whatever you want. Okay, you know, I just made up something here, but if you have a number that you actually do use, you can use it. And look at this, International Association of Commercial Administrators. So if you have problems or claims, these might be some of the people that you can bring in on filing a UCC violation. Okay, there, and your Secretary of State and your Attorney General for your state. All right. And then once again, we're back to the financing statement. All right, so there you have it, guys. That is your UCC filing. If you got rejected, you should go to your your state's UCC website. It should have a section on you know, errors, omissions, corrections, and whatever else. You can also contact them and say, hey, I need a detailed um, letter of what exact specific violation and how to correct it. Or do you have a book available on, you know, your information so that I can find the, follow the guidelines? As well, I've made some videos on, oh, failed, missed. I made some videos on some of the UCC books for the commercial code and errors, but that was for that specific state. So they may not exactly apply to yours. So with that being said, guys, that is about it. So now you know how to do the UCC one. You also now know a little bit more of the ins and outs, some of the new things that they've added, at least in Wisconsin. California, I believe, is still the same. So once again, this is just for those people who want to learn how to do the UCC in general, how to kind of identify the ins and outs a little bit better. And that's pretty much about it. So I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to hit that bell. Yeah, you guys know the drill. Appreciate you in advance. And shout outs to all the people who send me shout outs and all the people who show me mad love and respect. And to all the people who've told me that they've used the information, have been successful in discharging and getting the things in a fair, making the things private, et cetera, court cases and all that good stuff. Way to go. Keep up the good work. Remember, this is either as complicated or as chill as you want it to be. And before contacting me, always go through as many videos as you can. Go to the main YouTube page, go down to where it says like playlist, passports, and whatever else. Go all the way over to the far right, click the search window, little magnifying, put in there like SS5 or passports or whatever else, and then that'll take you to all the videos that I have based on that structure. If I don't have it there, it means it's probably something I haven't gotten to or I don't know how to do, and I'm still learning. So, but all the stuff that I've been through, all the years of rigmarole, we will say, use my YouTube site as a source for you to learn. As well, I have my other YouTube channels. I got about another 5 or 6, but the main one is, other than this one, the main backup one is the Badwolf Media. Okay. And there's a couple other ones, Badwolf, whatever. Just add me on there. If you're not sure which ones are mine, go to my blackside32.com and see if I got the name of it on there. If you see me on all the videos and it's, well, probably me and mine, but do not be scammed by people hitting you up in your DMs or whatever else, asking for money or whatever else. That's not how I do it. If I'm going to ask you for money, it's going to be right here. Because if you're a millionaire, send me $250,000 or $1 million. I would love that. But for real, I would not be in your messages saying, "Oh, and invest in this crypto or whatever else." Everything I do, including emails, spelled exactly the way they are always going to be located on Black Site 32, so free2.com. That being said, guys, be careful out there. Vet your information. Don't let anybody talk down to you or make you feel stupid or small. This stuff is not easy to just pick up and learn. You're doing your best. I will say, on behalf of many people out there, though, we do get tired of hearing the same questions being asked for free in the emails. So watch the videos first. If you pay us or you find somebody's willing to talk to you about this for free, then we don't mind. Okay. So as I said before, if you guys want a couple of questions answered, that's on Black Site 32 consultations. If you bought some of my products, I will answer questions on that. I do not owe anybody, so I have no obligations to answer any emails. I will answer some here and or there, but in general, I don't owe anybody to answer emails and sit here like I'm Batman, waiting for the bat symbol to answer emails. Sorry, just keeping it real. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys and the support. Just keeping it real because some people are getting hard feelings out there. Oh, you won't answer my email. I didn't get a donation. And I'm not trying to say everything is about money for the love of God, but time is money. And if you want expert advice or from somebody who's been through it, then yeah, you got to pay the toll. All right. Otherwise, in general, thank you for those people who do support me monthly in the the Wolf Pack on the YouTube channel. Join button. You can choose any of the levels that you can afford. I appreciate that in advance. Other than that, guys, take care of yourselves. Hopefully, this video has helped you. If not, well, I'm partially sorry for that. And keep in mind, I've got 1,100 more videos for you to go through. All right, and including some free files on blacksite32.com. Matter of fact, if you guys don't go to blacksite32.com, and if you guys don't find anything valuable or useful, free and or pay, I don't know if I can help you. This ain't for you. This is for not you type of people. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a great day. Stay healthy, wise, and I will talk to you guys later. Wolf's out.